Show stats.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Nelson Official. And yeah, since a long time I haven't uploaded any video for about a month. I think about a month or two, not two, I guess only a month and maybe half and something, right? So whoa, it's been a lot, man. 2 or 3 weeks ago I had a very stressful examination, as I said in the previous video in my TWZ playthrough. I had a quite stressful examination after that week, a week after the video came up. And then about 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, last week I mean, we had a business class. I mean, we went to other state under the business class to do some researches and those kind of stuff. And once we got back, we need to join a damn camp. We need to join a damn camping at school. Although just sleep at school, it's not in a hostel, and we do not get any luxurious this kind of things. I actually got back last Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, but I only have time to record this Wednesday because I was so busy, so super busy. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I have to help my mom to tidy up my things, because at Sunday, Monday, and yesterday, which was Tuesday, I had a leadership program. I went to a leadership program, some kind of leadership program, and the international leadership program is kind of, I speak a lot of English there, and now it's making me not a headache, but just I think my Malay is broken right now. I think I'm not really good in Malay. I cannot say that I'm not really good in Malay, but then I think these 3 days experience changed me a lot. So much changes I've been through. And yeah, here I am today to record a video actually on Zombie Exodus Safe Haven. I continue my playthrough. Last time I recorded it for chapter 8. Basically it's only one part. It was only one part, but then the problem is the video couldn't play, and there's some problem with crashing problem with my screen recorder. I'm so sorry about that. I've been stopped making content for a month. That's number one. And number two, I always stop the playthrough because I've always been a problem. Now actually I'm facing a problem. It's kind of a huge problem also, which is an internet issue at my place. I don't know why my internet keeps there's always no lines here. There's no always, I mean, my data is not out of date. My data is not expired yet, and even if I use Wi-Fi, there's no connection here. I don't know what's going on, or is there any buildings, or is there anything that blocks the internet connection from entering here. This is kind of a rural, I cannot say rural, but it's kind of isolated place in my state, in Malaysia, in the capital city of Malaysia. It's kind of isolated. So, and my house is inside, I guess, probably about 100 or 200 meters from city, from busy main city street. So I think the connection will be interrupted no matter what I do. I don't know. Just I hope this video will up today. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my 2 weeks vacation only for this kind of shit. Sorry, I have to say that because I'm really angry about the current situation of my internet connection. I don't know. And also sorry for my background noise. I will gonna get over that real quick. So yeah, without further ado, let's continue our playthrough in Zombie Exodus Safe Haven. I think I already saved the game. Yeah, I took the I took the value. I mean the last time I already played until chapter 9, and then suddenly I realized that my recorder is crashed and it doesn't record the video. The video has been recorded, but it showed me some errors like unable to play this video because this video is unavailable or something like that. That's the real problem. And yeah, I cannot retrieve that, and I have to start all over again from chapter 5. Thankfully, I already saved the part 1 for this playthrough for my channel, so yeah, I don't have to start all over back to prologue and create a new characters. I just have to start over from part 2, I mean chapter 5 to 7. Now we are entering chapter 8, which is the final part, I guess, the final part, which is the part 3 now. Part 4, they haven't came out with part 4 yet, I think. The part 4 is in working. I do believe that the developer of Zombie Exodus, which is Jim Detillo, is writing part 4. He's currently writing chapter 14, if I'm not mistaken. Last time he told us on Discord. I'm part of the member. I mean, I'm the member or the part of Choice of Game Discord server, also one of their members. So yeah, I get some news. Some new some changes or latest news from them. So yeah, without further ado, let's
more options, but okay, on to part 3.
gotta continue into part 3. Well, if you're if you are sighted people, just like normal, okay, so if you are sighted people, you can see what is on my screen. You can read it by yourself, or if I go too fast, you can pause the video and then read it slowly by your speed, with your comfort speed. And then just for the visually impaired who watching this video, you can hear my screen reader. I hope it's not too fast for you. If it's too fast, just leave it in a comment, and I'm going to slow down that maybe in the future. So yeah, let's get over that real quick, and let's click on next, and we are off to part 3.
Next button.
Yeah.
Shows chapter 8, Safer Haven graphic.
So this is chapter 8, Safer Haven. This is absolutely part 3 now. So enjoy, guys. Well, sorry, I have to adjust my... Okay.
You drive with Eli and his tow truck back down the lonely highway toward nightfall. After 20 minutes, the caravan heads west along a poorly paved road through high country, places of farms and fields and untouched wilderness. Your savior of sorts, Eli has a perpetual smile and seems happy for the company, all while he swerves his truck around burnt out and broken down vehicles. He barred James from the front seat, citing size restrictions, so you and Rachel ride beside him. Leaving the hilltop camp felt bittersweet. Sure, the accommodations were horrible and lacked safety and comfort, but it forced you to come together as a group. The confrontation with the Silverthorns capped off 3 days of stressful survival. Everyone felt relieved that the fight ended and no deaths on your side. With all you've been through, group morale remains high. Maybe this random help from a stranger has put a bit of faith in humanity back into the group. If good people still exist, there may be hope for society yet. So how long you been broken down out there? Eli asks, turning his gaze away from the road to you. 3 days. It was rough out there. Check the radio button.
So I'm gonna answer his question. It's an easy question. So yeah, how long has I been cooped up in the hilltop, right? So yeah, it's of course 3 days, right?
Maybe you should keep your eyes on the road. I'm worried you'll get us killed. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Safe Haven web. 3 days, he asked, his voice high-pitched, showing surprise. Why didn't you fall for a tow? I bet you tried, and got a busy signal. Kevin must have had the line tied up again with that AOL. And Ted is always tapping away at his computer.
Well, I'm going to wait. Just give me some time. So I have to rub my eyes. There's some dirty here. Sorry. Well, just give me a few seconds, okay? I could have paused the recording and come back, but no, I think because just a few seconds, right? So I'm not gonna waste my time. Not gonna waste the time for that.
The truck shakes as it rolls over something on the road. You look out the passenger window and spot a down tree limb. Behind the tow truck, the rest of the caravan swerves around the massive branch. As you turn forward, the road curves left, and Eli takes a narrow path through heavy brush. Sail to a mile marker. A faded green sign reads, Eli's Junkyard and Salvage. Not much farther, Eli says. Picking up a CB microphone, he speaks into it. Hey, oh, Kevin, I'm home. Open the gate. You drive for a few more minutes over a skinny road cut through overgrown spruce trees. The tow truck rumbling as it marches across the dirt and gravel. Movement in the forest is the only sign of life or unlife if the infected have made it to such a desolate place. After 2 more turns, you spot a tall chain link fence stretched across the road. Tree branches overhang it and poles blade numerous portions of the fence, giving it a Swiss cheese appearance. A thin teenager in oversized jeans and a black t-shirt with a bleeding heart and dagger logo yanks open the sliding gate but stops halfway. He's about the age of Madison and Brody. Eli leans out of the side window. Keep going, or do you need help? I don't need help, Dad, the young man says. You're not supposed to be out driving. Eli turns to you with a beaming smile. That's my son, Kevin. The gate moves again, and you spot Kevin slamming the sliding gate to the far side of the road. When he releases the gate, he throws his hands up and stands at the edge of the junkyard, a look of shock on his face as the tow truck drives past him. The caravan pulls into the junkyard, and you immediately scan the surroundings. 2 areas are divided by another shorter fence. The larger area, where the caravan stops, has an assortment of RVs, shipping containers, and even a small house, while the smaller section has a half-dozen cars in different stages of repair and a 2-car garage. A single gas pump sits outside of it. Here we are, Eli says and opens the door. Give me a minute to check in with Kevin, and we'll get to fixing your vehicles. As you climb out, you see the rest of your group piling out of the other vehicles. Charlie runs in a circle, and then darts off to a small patch of grass inside the fence. Daniel climbs out of a sub in the middle of the caravan, and Gina was driving. He waves to you with a big smile. James and Rachel step up next to you, worry is showing on both their faces. James' arms are folded over his barrel-sized chest, while Rachel has her hands behind her back. As she rotates her torso to look to the east side of the junkyard, you catch a sliver of gunmetal in the back of her pants, her hands resting over it. As Eli walks toward a trailer labeled the castle, Rachel and James turn to one another. Riley walks over to you, leading the rest of the group. So, what do you think about this place? Riley says, raising and lowering his eyebrows excitedly. Should I start moving mod stuff into that house? Brody steps up, arms folded, standing tall. This place looks awesome. We should definitely ask MR, Eli, if we can stay. Ask, Riley says, stopping. We don't need to ask some old demented guy and his run kid for permission. Whoa, hold up, Dante says, stepping close to Riley. We're guests here. We'll ask Eli if we can stay, and if he don't want us here, we'll roll out. Riley smiles, leaning closer to Dante. I'm staying, and I don't need your permission either. Dante licks his lips, not backing down. Make a move. Reverend Church moves in slowly, slipping an arm between the two chests and guiding Dante back a few paces. No need to come to blows over this disagreement. We're all on the same side. Riley, leave Dante alone, Moore says, her voice more gentle than usual with her son. No need to beat each other's brains out, but I do agree with my son. We're here to stay. This place is a gift we can't pass up. Riley rolls his eyes and backs off. Are we seriously going to take this place over before we even just talk it over with Eli? Parker asks. Kelly shakes her head. No, we're not, Kelly says, then in a low voice to Parker, Riley just likes to hear himself talk. He's not in charge. This place really is too good to be true, Woody says, surveying the area like a builder preparing to buy the property. It can be fixed, lots of space, places to sleep, all of it tucked away. This could work. Lots of lumber to build new things too, Gina says, walking next to Woody. Look out towers, reinforce the gates. We could even erect windmills for power. Ah, you said erect, Lopez says. Gina gives him a weak smile. That poor man has no idea what's going on outside, Kelly says. We need to stay here and help him with his son. Eli looks like a really nice man, Bailey says. I'm sure he'll say we can stay. Tommy leans against the tow truck, nodding in agreement. He picked us up and took us all here. He's already looking out for us, so we should look out for him and his son. Jillian bends down to tie her shoe, but she peers around the junkyard, taking it all in. As everyone shares their opinion on Eli and his junkyard, you say. We could ask Eli if we can stay here, offer to build this place up, and keep him safe. We could share our resources with him and Kevin. In effect, we pay our rent. Check radio button. This is an important decision that affects us all. We should vote as approve. Uncheck radio button. Eli's ignorance of the gravity of this outbreak endangers him and his son. We need to take over and secure this place before it's lost. Uncheck radio button. Eli, we should definitely stay here. We'll talk it over with Eli, but if he's not willing to let us stay, we'll have to take over. Uncheck radio button. We're here now, and we're in charge. Eli and his son can stay if they accept that. If not, we'll deal with them. Uncheck radio button. Next button.
Well, let's choose the first option. It's been checked anyway, so I'm gonna click next.
Next button. Riley throws his hands up in disappointment. I'm living with a bunch of do-gooders. Gonna get me killed. Many of the members not in agreement with your suggested plan.
Yeah.
From the front of the junkyard comes hard footsteps across the gravel and dirt. Kevin marches toward your group, a rifle in hand, barrel over his shoulder. Who the hell are you people?
Well, here we go.
James steps in front of the group. Hi there, Kevin, is it? Your father found our vehicle broken down and offered to tow us here. We were camped on the hilltop for a few days. Kevin shakes his head, which sends a few strands of his slick back hair in different directions. Fine, whatever. My dad doesn't run this place anymore. I do. All of you got to go. Get the hell off our property. Maybe we should wait for your father, Rachel says. We need no disrespect, and we're brought here by him. He can help clear up any misunderstanding. The murmur starts across your group. No one moves, and they all seem to defer to James and Rachel. I attempt to defuse the situation, calming Kevin down, so we can resolve this. Check radio button.
Right, for me here, since I have a quite of intimidation skills, I'm going to
I move closer to Kevin and look for an op. Command him to drop the rifle. Uncheck radio button.
Yeah.
Not ticked. The group. Option 1 of 5.
I'm going to intimidate him. So intimidation skill, right? So I'm going to command him to drop the rifle and then stop firing at us.
Next button. Kevin feels like he's in charge here, but you need to change his perception. Drop that rifle now. What the hell do you think you're doing threatening us? Your voice moves through the yard. Kevin points the rifle barrel down and blinks hard, like there's dirt in his eyes. This is my place, my junkyard. This is Eli's junkyard, and he brought us here. Look around you. You're not in charge here. Now, lower your weapon. Kevin lowers the rifle with one hand and holds out the other in surrender. All right, Jill, I'm dropping it. Jesus, just relax. He places the weapon on the ground and sits in place. You walk over, pick up the rifle, and go to stand near Brody and Rachel. Eli Eli struts out of the trailer with a huge smile, wiping his nose with a flat handkerchief. Sorry about that, everyone. Had to see a man about a horse, if you know the expression. Huh? Brody says. Means he has to pee, or answers with a laugh. Eli stops next to Kevin and looks down at his son on the ground. Why are you sitting on the ground? Did you introduce yourself? Kevin stands up and stomps over to his father. Dad, we can't have these people here. This is our place. We're not a Best Western. We're Grizzlies. What do you mean? Of course we can have them here. Eli rubs his son's hair, messing it up. You need a haircut. You look like one of the Beatles. Jesus, Dad, Kevin says, furiously combing it with his fingers. Eli scratches his round belly. Y'all are welcome to stay while we work on your vehicles. Our credit card machine is down, and we don't take checks. I'll need a $200 deposit, but we'll get started even before that. Just come over to the garage when you're ready, and I'll give you an estimate too. Until then, make yourselves comfortable as best you can. We might even have donuts. Eli walks towards the garage on the eastern side of the junkyard. Kevin stomps after him, and your group remains in the yard. Next button. Eli, next button. James steps to the front of the half circle of survivors to address everyone. We finally got a lucky break, and MR. Eli brought us to his junkyard, his home. I know many of you are thinking you're staying, and for now, we are. I'm going to go talk to him and his son, and ask if we can stay here. If they agree, we need to always remember that we're guests here. Treat MR, Eli with respect, and don't mess this place up. In fact, we should seek to improve it, and make it better than it is now. Everyone nods or shows agreement with James, except for Rosie, Jillian, Madison, Riley, and Nora. James continues. We'll need somewhere to sleep for as long as we're guests. I'll ask if we can use the camper, RV, and trailer. We might be able to clear out those shipping containers. Many of us will need to double up, but it's better than sleeping on dirt or in the car. Our first steps are to check this place out and find space for everyone. I got something to ask, Riley says, lighting a cigarette. What about that militia? Keep snap, the Silverthorn militia. I got something to ask, Riley says, lighting a cigarette. What about that militia? Keep snap of losers. The Silverthorn militia, James says. Riley shrugs and blows smoke in the air. Right, what are we doing about them? I'm sure you can figure out what I'm going to suggest. We take our best over to their camp and kill them all. Sounds like a plan, Madison says. Brody whips around to his sister. Seriously, Madison? We can't just go guns a-blazing, James says. We fought them, Madison yells. This isn't over. They're all still alive. Are you too stupid to realize they'll come after us again? Let's just kill them. Rosie takes Riley's cigarette, such a long drag, and offers it back. He declines. We're not murderers, Dante says, his voice more questioning than confident. Back me up here, Rev. George clasps his hands in front of his body. We gotta do something. Now, I'm not saying we go over there and kill them all, but that militia isn't gonna stop unless he pauses and sighs. We gotta do something. I brought them to our camp, Kelly says. What if I go talk to Keith? He seems friendly to me. Maybe I can explain we don't want to join them, and you'll be okay with it. Oh, Kelly, not a good idea. Arthur steps forward. The Silverthorn militia, and especially Keith, are bullies. Nothing more. You can't negotiate with them, can't reason with them. You know I'm a peaceful person, but it won't be good for us unless we stand up to them. Museum boys got balls all of a sudden, Riley says, lighting another cigarette and moving away from Rosie. I wholeheartedly agree with Arthur, Tina says. They'll kill us. We have to show them we're strong enough to fight them. You don't have to threaten to leave us every 5 minutes, Rosie says, stopping. We can't join them, but we can't make them our enemies, Tommy says. Neither of our groups will survive if we're fighting. I saw what they did out in the woods, away from our camp on the hilltop, Haley says, looking down. Her body shakes. I know it was them. They're killers. Brody moves behind her and wraps his arms around her. She settles against his chest. James steps to the front of the group to address everyone. Let's all calm down. Everyone should be concerned about the Silverthorn militia, but for now, we're safe. This junkyard's away from any roads and tucked back, where no one can find it. If we do come across the Silverthorns, we'll decide as a group what to do. For now, we should get set up here. Listening to James, you. See no reason to speak up. I'll do whatever James decides. Check your radio button. See, don't want to state my opinion publicly. I'll talk to James in private. Check. See no reason to speak up. I'll do whatever James decides.
Well, I'm going to just not speak up. Actually, we can speak up. Either privately or publicly to all of the members of the group. But I gonna choose not gonna to, because yeah, you know, the extra dialogues will make the video become longer. I'm going to make only the short version. Well, actually, there's no you know, there's no any kind of build like you know, how to make the character become stronger in behind of the chapter. I mean, behind of the game. Almost towards the end of the game, there's no such things anymore, I think. But yeah, just to finish the storyline, you know. So yeah.
Next button. You accept the leader's decision and have other things to focus on than a group of rogue soldiers in Colorado. You hold back from speaking and listen as the rest of the group murmurs and expresses their concerns to one another. A few people walk over to James to express their concerns. As you're listening in, Tommy slides next to you. Those Silverthorns sound like a big group, he says. What if my mom's murderers are there? How do I find out? As the group separates, you hear shouts from one of the vehicles in the back of the caravan. You, Dante, Gina, Tommy, Riley, Rachel, and Jane walk over together, and midway there, you see Benson leaning out of the car window. Riley tied his hands together and gagged him, but the cloth is resting around his chin now. The masses. Hey, get your asses over here, he yells. Butt over. Untie me and let me out of here. This stinks like ass. For someone in no position to ask for nothing, you sure asking for a lot, Dante says. Benson rolls his eyes. Do we have to go through this again? Silverthorns will find me and deal with you dumbasses swiftly. If you let me out now, we won't kill a lot of you. Maybe just half. He winks at Gina. Some of you I will keep for myself. Gina curls her lip and taps the handle of her holstered pistol. Pathetic. Tommy looks away in anger, his fist clenching and relaxing over and over like he's working stress balls. Benson shrugs. Don't knock it till you try it, darling. Just shut up and sit back, Riley says, leaning over to peer through the side window. Before I give you another crack like I did on the hill. Benson rashes and smacks his teeth. You got lucky. I tripped on the stupid route. Untie me and take another shot. Elvis. Elvis? What the hell? Riley says, moving to look at himself in the side mirror. He fixes his swooping, slick over hairdo. One more word, and I'm gonna crack you. James holds his hands up like the mediator he is. Let's all keep our heads. Benson is here, but we don't have to treat him like a prisoner. Do you need food or water, Benson? Yeah, sure. How about a plate of barbecue and margarita, sandwich? James shrinks away, slouching. I tried. Maybe we should convene and discuss this, Rachel says. He's fine where he is, and we have other things to do. Gina leans against the hood of the car. I agree with Rachel. He can sit while we set up. He's fine there. Benson chuckles. Yeah, I'm perfect like a peach. Anyway, let's talk turkey. Which one of you fools is that fool? Rachel turns to the group and folds her arms out like a crossing guard quarreling children. Ignore him. Let's all get back to the tasks at hand. And ignore me forever, Benson calls out. Silverthorns are coming. Just a matter of time. There will be no negotiating, no begging. And your Hammond, that old man and his son too. Next button.
Well, he's trying to threatening us, but I'm not scared of it.
You take a quick check of availables.
Because I know the Silverton Malaysia ability, because there's always, I mean, there will be chaos after all. People turn against them. Chapter 9, you know, sorry, chapter 12. There's two guard. I mean, loyal guard to the Silverton Malaysia also come to join us, and I am the one who's going to, try to convince them to join our group, of course.
You take a quick check of available space around the junkyard. Trash and junk cars fill the first two shipping containers. If both were cleared, they could be made into living spaces, their metal walls providing much needed security. Both are positioned close to the main gate, which would allow first line defense in case of trouble, but also be the first places attacked should intruders breach the already weak fence. The RV and trailer are both clear and could easily be made into living spaces. The RV even has a bed, cushion built-in benches, and a shower. Both are farther back from the entrance. The main house has two upstairs bedrooms, one occupied by Eli and one by Kevin. The downstairs has a living room and kitchen. A quick check reveals a working gas furnace for the house, and an old wood-burning water heater, not currently attached. Well water feeds the house. The garage is the largest structure in the junkyard. Two vehicle bays are set up with hoists for cars or small trucks. Just outside, two gas pumps flank the garage bays. Inside is one old, broken-down car used for spare parts and several tool chests. Eli's office sits in back, and an empty space used for storage could be repurposed. The second floor of the garage has a full-out apartment with a bedroom, kitchenette, shower and toilet, and since it overlooks the entire junkyard, it makes for a great leader's quarters. In front of the garage and towards the parking lot sits a camper van, currently immobile but able to house someone. There's even a single sleeper nestled in the top compartment. While it looks cozy and private, you imagine it could be toppled over with enough force. While any of these structures and vehicles could be used as living quarters, you could still camp outside under the stars. Camper van, and the claustrophobic, check radio button. Camp, garage apartment, check radio button.
Right, so here we can choose where we're gonna live at this junkyard. So I'm going to choose the RV though, because they have beds and they have toilets also, although it is far from the entrance of the house of the junkyard. It doesn't matter anyway, so
second house bedroom, check
yeah,
radio
because
button.
this one is not going to affect your gameplay too much, at least for now. I don't know if anything will gonna change in the future, but then yeah, I guess at least for now everything is good.
RV, not ticked. Improve, option 1 of 9.
I'm gonna take the RV though.
First shipping container, and the claustrophobic, check radio button.
Though I'm going to show you all the options.
Second shipping container, check
We
radio
have the
button.
shipping containers.
Trailer, check radio button. Trailer,
We have the trailers also.
I camp outside, check radio
We
button.
can also camp outside if we have the 2% camping tent.
Next button, I camp outside.
Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just stick with whatever we have now. So let's go.
Next button on the Exodus. Safe haven web view. As you open the door to the RV, the smell of mildew and rot hits your face. If you could smell a broken walk-in freezer full of old, rotting meat, it would be like this RV.
Yeah.
You leave the door and windows open to air out while you work, and luckily, you discover the culprit of the odor quickly, a liquefied package of hamburger meat from 2009, so wedged under a seat cushion and plastic wrapped. Flies couldn't even get to it. With palms and hands and drip cloth over your nose and mouth, you bring the meat soup outside the RV and even out of the junkyard.
Whoa, really, man? Okay, apparently, yeah, the RV is not a great option for living, at least not until it's been cleaned up. The burger, a kind of meat burger from 2009. Well, in this game, it's currently 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, 3 years meat burger inside there. Of course, yeah, I know how the smell is. Well, I cannot imagine how the smell is. Wow, very terrible.
It takes a while for the rank odor to leave the RV, and no amount of scrubbing seems to help. After cleaning, you bring in your gear and set up the space as your own. The entrance has a small table with benches, followed by a couch and shelf units attached to each side wall. Farther along is a tiny kitchen with mini fridge. The back of the RV contains a bedroom with a ceiling hatch for storage and a narrow standing shower. Unfortunately, neither the stove nor the shower work in their current states.
Oh yeah,
You check the time, 12:15 p.m.
right.
Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
So I'm gonna do a few steps here. First of all, let's see, because I don't think I can show you all the options because there's so many options. Like in the chapter one.
Add solar panels to the junkyard's power system. Requires electronics 50 plus. Uncheck radio button.
First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some suppliers for the electricity suppliers. I'm going to add solar panel to the junkyard.
Update. Improve. Option 1 of 19.
So yeah, let's go.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save date. Since the junkyard already has a solar powered electrical system, you add your panel to a pre-section on the roof of the garage. As soon as you hook it up, you notice the energy gauge rising to show more available power.
Great.
You check the time 12:45 p.m.
Right, so it took us about 30 minutes.
Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
So we can actually invite other survivors to share living quarters as well, but I'm not gonna do.
Rest. Check the daily task / chore board. Uncheck radio button.
Well, I can check the daily task
Okay.
also.
Improve.
Let's
Option.
do it.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save date. You walk to the middle of the junkyard and read the clipboard hanging from a 2x4 posted in the ground. Nelson. Scavenging daily. Vision Cody. Assignment so far. Number of survivors. You check the time. Yo Nelson. Assignment so far. Number of survivors assigned. George 1 fish. You check the time 1:00 p.m. Yo Nelson. Get over to the office. Madison finds you crossing the middle of the yard and runs up to you. Breathless. It's the president on TV addressing the nation.
Right. So we have the TV. We have some TV shows here. The president of the president of the state is presenting the government, I think. So we're gonna see.
Next button. Eli Stanton.
Well, I hope this type of content is not going to be copyright, because yeah, it mentions the president and the minister of other country. I hope this one is not going to be copyrighted. Yeah.
Not wasting time to chat, the two of you rush to the office, where all of the survivors are crowding around the 16-inch color TV the size of a microwave. On the screen, the image shows a wood-paneled wall with the seal of the U.S. president and an American flag. The countdown timer shows 000104.
Right. Well, yeah.
Down in front, Jane, your butt's not made of glass. Moore says, dragging the folding chair across the floor, the metal scraping tile. No matter how cute it is, I can't see through it.
What did I want to say? I forgot about it already. Wait. Oh yeah. After this TV show, I think I'm going to I'm going to do my daily task. Just why not?
Eli stands and pushes aside Riley and Rachel, clearing the path. He draws a padded rolling chair to the front, in direct view of the TV. Nora, please have a seat right here. Nice and comfy. Nora saunters over with a tall smile and says, "Why thank you, Eli. Chivalry ain't dead yet." The screen changes, and a man with gray hair and a big black mustache comes into view. He sits in front of the seal and the flag and nods to someone off camera. My fellow Americans, my name is Eric Holder, former Attorney General of this great nation, now acting President. Earlier today, I assumed office under the direction of members of Congress according to the order of succession. I consider it my most humble honor to take this post, and I thank my Congress for their faith in me. The world now faces an epidemic of monumental proportions, held from nation to nation, state to state, and community to community. Like the virus, many rumors are spreading at an alarming rate. I will address your major concerns and speak to you, my fellow citizens, with openness and honesty. President Holder pauses and drinks half the contents of a clear glass. His hand shakes as he grips the glass, and he swallows hard. We've lost many members of cabinet and Congress, but a number of us remain, and will use all of our resolve to sustain this country. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff James Crawford has assumed control of the armed forces. He has prioritized containment of the infected in the zones within major cities, while non-infected civilians seek shelter in controlled areas. While it is common to call the negativity about the state of affairs, know that your government has maintained order and essential services in all metropolitan areas. In fact, a number of cities continue to maintain those services, such as Seattle. What a load of crap. More yells. Woody stops, his voice a low rumble. He expects us to believe this nonsense. Has he looked around? Lopez strokes his chin and thought. Crawford, I remember a lieutenant general by that name, ran the United States Fifth Army. And that means all above him are gone. Dead? This doesn't make sense, James says. Everything we've seen so far shows total breakdown. Is this president I've never heard of being fed false reports, or is Colorado just worse than everywhere else? What is this guy talking about? Eli says, his voice shaky and disturbed. Kevin rubs his father's shoulder. It's just a TV show, Dad. President Holder continues. Numerous departments of emergency response, including FEMA, the National Response Coordination Center, and the Red Cross are now joined under one umbrella, the official management network of the United States. FEMA's National Task Forces, the U.S. Coast Guard, National Guard troops, active duty federal troops, and state and local first responders have set up support shelters in numerous communities across the U.S. Visit omnis.gov to search for shelters in your area. The internet? Most people can't get online. Moron. Kevin shouts. The president pauses and turns to another camera. As the numbers of infected continue to rise, we have instituted martial law across all 50 U.S. states and our territories. What does this mean for you, citizens of America? All National Guard units of each state are now under the command of the president. All news organizations are suspended from normal operations and will instead be used for government communications. A strict curfew is now being enforced. Citizens are required to take shelter in their homes or office camps. Civil law is now suspended, and National Guard units have been deployed to set up safe zones. To help our citizens who need food, medicine, and sundries, Omnis will be airdropping supply bundles over the course of the next 72 hours. Members of the National Guard will be going through communities to search for infected civilians for detainment. In addition, they will provide supplies to those in need. This is an unprecedented time nation's history, but we have the resources and determination to see ourselves through this disaster. Stay strong, help your neighbor, and remain patriotic. Soon, the worst will be over. Our way of life will return. Thank you all. May God bless the United States of America.
Seriously, the life will not gonna be returned. I don't see anything that will return the life to normal, you know. This kind of crap pieces of speech, you know.
Next button. Next button. The Star Spangled Banner fills Eli's office. Played from the TV set with an image of the flag on screen. Your group of survivors fills a small room, all still staring at the screen.
All of these are shit, you know.
James turns the TV set off and stands before your group. Well, that was messed up. I don't know what to think of all that mess. That president is either being fed some BS or is lying. Hell, maybe Colorado is just the worst hit. I doubt it. From what I know of viruses, they don't stop at state borders. He chuckles to himself in a sad way. Look, we're not going to relax, just because this guy on the TV tells us everything's fine. In the words of Curtis Mayfield, we just keep on keeping on. We make sure this place is secure and look for food and supplies. Until we hear the threat of the virus is over, we do our best to stay alive and make living as good as can be.
Yeah.
When James finishes, you consider addressing the group. I give a message of hope to keep up morale and motivate everyone to work together for the common good. Check radio button.
Yeah, I'm going to motivate them.
I remind everyone that our group will work together to keep everyone safe. In turn, we must help other survivors we find along the way. Uncheck radio button.
Not gonna do that.
I order everyone to keep securing the junkyard and performing their tasks to benefit our group. Uncheck radio button.
Well, I think motivation is the most important thing.
Next button. You rise and face the group at the front of the room. Everyone, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about what we just heard, if everyone is okay with that.
Yeah.
The group stays seated and show signs of agreement. Thank you. It's easy to watch the president's speech and have concerns, but if you really listen to what he said, you can gain a lot of hope from his message. The government's still running and trying to help us citizens. There's a new organization called Omnis, who are distributing supplies and providing shelter. We're probably doing better than most people, since we have a safe place to lie with food to eat. We just need to keep working together to survive. Everyone has to pitch in, and if anyone has concerns or ideas to improve our chances out here, please let James know. The majority of the group approves of your statement, and you can see their spirits lifted. Well said, Nelson, Church said with a pat on your back. President Holder didn't appease my worries, but you did what he said to you. James is first to wander out, followed by Rachel. You go next, and consider what to do with your day. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Well, I'm going to do my daily task. Yeah.
Rest. Change clothes. Uncheck radio button. Check inventory.
Sorry for that.
Uncheck radio button. Craft an item. Uncheck rate. Invite a survivor to share my living quarter. And look around the junkyard to learn more about the place. Uncheck rate. Perform my group task for the day. Uncheck radio button.
Yeah, I'm going to perform my group task.
Unticked. In group. Option 1 of 18. Next button. As you prepare to start your work task for the day, Brody intercepts you in the middle of the junkyard. What's up? He tosses a football from hand to hand. He's wearing shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt that's probably a size too small and shows off the ridges and deep lines of his chest and abs. I was going to toss this around with Tommy. You in? Sure, I'll go. I'd rather hang out with him than do my daily task. Check radio button.
No, I'm going to do my daily task. Let's keep focused. Stay
I'll go for a
focused.
little while, but then I have to do my work for the day. Uncheck radio button. Sorry, I need to do my task for the day. Uncheck radio button. Unpicked. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Safe haven. Brody nods and looks over at Tommy in the distance. No problem. If you change your mind, we'll be in the parking lot. Later. He walks off, and you head to your task. When you report for your daily task, James asks you to make a trip to a small residential home on the steep rise of a mountain about half a mile away. Rachel scouted the area on a brief excursion and surmised the house is empty, with no threats visible.
Right.
You set out in your normal gear and walk at a steady pace until you reach a brick and cedar home halfway up the rise toward the top of the mountain. To level the home, wooden stilts support the foundation in gradually longer segments. From the outside, you can see the windows are broken and the doors kicked in. Dirty footprints mark the hardwood floors, and the rooms have been tossed, with shelves open and furniture tipped over. You only find one infected in the home, locked in a closet with a sign on the outside door, stay out. I'm dead inside. Leaving the zombie in its resting place, you search the rest of the two-story house. After a half hour, you only find a few cans of food, a few blankets, and some toilet paper. Not exactly the greatest haul. Not wanting to return with so little, you continue your search. One of the kitchen cabinets sticks, but you pry it open to reveal coffee, cans of soda, and several candy bars. You do a second pass through the house, but come up empty. Having looked everywhere, you leave the house and return to the junkyard. After working on your daily task, you leave your post to consider how to spend the rest of your day. You check the time, 2:15 p.m. Over the past half hour, several survivors cleared out a large closet in the main building to use as a temporary prison cell of sorts for Benton. They moved him there and made sure he was secure. Having heard the news, you move on to more pressing matters. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Well, let's set up some reinforcement and maybe lay down some traps to catch an animal for food, maybe.
Change flow. Check
Let me see if those options exist, right?
Find a survivor to share. Look around the junkyard to learn more about the place. Scout the area around the junkyard with Rachel. Search through the main house. Set up reinforcements to protect the junkyard. Search through the main house. Maybe you'll find some hidden supplies or something that can tell me more about Eli and Kevin. Set up reinforcements to protect the junkyard.
Well, I'm going to set up some reinforcement though.
Unticked. Next button, zombie exodus. You plan to dig a trench around the junkyard. Level 1. Check radio button.
First of all, let's repair the gate.
Reinforce the gate around the junkyard. Uncheck radio button. Unticked. The group. Option 1 of 7. Secure the perimeter with a spike barricade.
Well, we can use
Yeah,
we can use a spike barricade.
Secure the perimeter. Set up a perimeter alarm system. Requires crafting 50
A perimeter alarm system.
Raise a watchtower on the north side of the junkyard. Requires crafting 50 plus or survival 45 plus or wood in the group. And 1 rope, 20 wood parts, and 8 metal parts. Uncheck radio button.
Well, this is a watchtower. I don't think I'm going to do this one.
Raise a watchtower on the north side of the junkyard. Raise a watchtower on the south side of the junkyard. Requires crafting 50 plus or survival 45 plus or wood in the group. And 1 rope, 20 wood parts and 8 metal parts. Raise on second thought. I don't set up any other reinforcements at this time. Uncheck radio button.
Well, I'm going to do reinforce the gate first. Let's
Raise a watch.
next.
Next on the Exodus. Safe haven. As it stands, the gate is weak in several locations and will not prevent entry by animals, people, or the infected. Metal will need to be woven into the chain link fence and 2x4s will need to be used to barricade larger areas where the gate is missing.
Yeah.
You check the time, 2:30 p.m. While you're crossing the yard to your living quarters, Kevin walks over to you. He doesn't seem his normal, cocky, aggressive self. He's wringing his hands, shifting his eyes around the junkyard, and walking on his heels in slow steps. Nelson, can we talk? He asks. Sure, what's up? Do you want to go somewhere private? Yeah, that would be great. He looks over his shoulder in the direction of the garage. How about the office? I will follow you. You follow him to the end of the junkyard, and into the small, square office. You take a seat on the padded metal chair as he lowers the blinds across the large windows. Daylight finds its way into the room, bringing a soft glow to everything. So what's this about, you ask? Kevin sits on the back of a chair, his feet on the seat. He hangs his head for a moment and rubs the back of his neck. When he looks up, he takes a deep breath and lets it out, rubbling his hands. Look, I know I came off like an asshole when you first got here. I want to apologize for that, and also explain why I acted the way I did. You see, my dad's gotten diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or at least pre-Alzheimer's. He's forgetful and kids are going in and out of old memories. Like, he sometimes thinks it's 10 years ago. I noticed he said some odd things, and he doesn't seem to realize there's an outbreak. Kevin nods. Yeah, I first noticed it about 2 years ago. He would forget his keys or miss dinner cause he thought he had already. He'd take extra meds for his blood pressure since he didn't remember taking them that morning. Then it started getting worse. He'd think he was still married to my stupid mother, who divorced him when I was 5. Or he'd think my sister Kevin stops and holds a fist in his mouth. He'd think my sister was still alive. She died 6 years ago from leukemia.
Oh, I see. That's a mess up story, man.
I'm so sorry. You had a lot to deal with in your life. Check radio button.
Yeah, of course.
Next button next, he says, trying to smile. I guess I've had to deal with a lot. I mean, I missed school 2 years ago and went full-time working here. I figure an auto mechanic is a good job, and I don't need to learn about World War II or calculus if I'm going to be changing tires and doing inspections. I knew my dad wouldn't be able to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
It's good that you're telling me all this. I wish we'd done it earlier. Kevin slumps into his seat and tilts it until the chair's balanced on its back legs. Everyone in your group said you're the reason you're all together, so I knew I had to talk to you to straighten this out. Plus, you're in the army, and I got a lot of respect for that. James seems far too distracted to want to talk to me. If you guys are staying, I've got to work with you. Otherwise, we're all screwed. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I better get going, you say, rising from your chair. Gotcha. Thanks for the talk. He hops off the metal chair and fixes his hair. I'm going to see if James has any work assignments for me. All right. See you later. The two of you walk out to the yard and go your separate ways. Next, you. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Well, since everything is good, let me see if we have another option here.
Invite a survivor. Look around. Scout the area around it. Search through the main. Set up reinforcements to protect the junk. Set up a water collector. Check radio button.
Oh well, we have a water collector. I forgot about that. Okay, we have a water collector. I'm gonna set up one here. I set up one.
More options button.
I set up one at the hill. When we camped at the hill before, but now I have. Oh, apparently I have double water collector. Alright, so I'm gonna benefit from those two, and yeah, let's use it.
Though the junkyard has a well, it could certainly run out of water, and if that happens, you have no idea how hard it would be to find a new source of potable water for a group of this size. Adding new sources to augment the existing water supply would only help. You'll find an area not in use beside the main house and set up your water collector for when it rains. The runoff will funnel into a barrel, which can be treated and used along with the well water. You check the time 3:00 p. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Let me see, what do we have here?
Invite. Look around. Search. Set up a water collector. Uncheck radio. Set up a water collector. Speak with Benson in his cell. Uncheck radio. Speak with Benson in his cell.
I'm not going to speak with Benton. He is our prisoner after all. This militia, Silverton militia.
Take my mind off the outbreak with number. Take my mind off. Talk to my nephew. Uncheck radio. Train Charlie. Require survival 45 plus or leadership 55 plus. Uncheck radio.
I can take. I can talk to my nephew, or I can train my dog.
Visit a convenience store with Riley. Uncheck radio button.
I can actually visit a convenience store, but I'm not gonna do that because I already took so much years from the convenience store. I mean the convenience store, the pharmacy convenience store with James at chapter 7. I think I showed you.
Use the CB radio. Uncheck radio button.
Use my CB radio.
Visit the garage to repair / improve a vehicle. Uncheck radio button.
I can also visit the garage. Yeah, let's go to the garage and fix our maybe some of our vehicle. So let's do that.
On the Exodus. Safe haven web. You stop by the garage and see Kevin and his father bent over the engine of a Cherry Red convertible. You recognize it as a Ford Thunderbird, now a classic American car originally from 1965. Hello there, Eli says, almost hitting his head on the hood. Sorry, I forgot your name. That's Nelson, Kevin says. Eli snaps his fingers. That's right. How could I forget? So what can I do for you? I'm just looking to work on one of the vehicles from my crew. Mind if I take some space in the garage? Don't mind at all. Just don't forget about that down payment. I don't mind you using the garage, but fair is fair.
Yeah, of course. Why not, old man?
Considering the vehicles currently in the junkyard, you decide to work on. Two-door coupe. Check radio button. Four-door luxury car. Uncheck radio. Motorcycle. Uncheck radio button. Passenger van. Uncheck radio button.
Well,
Pickup truck. Uncheck radio button.
let's see. I'm going to upgrade the luxury car.
Four-door. Two-door coupe. Four-door luxury car. Unticked. Improve. Option 1 of 8.
Yeah, probably. It's not a it's not a wise option anyway, but whatever. We're just gonna do this. It does not impact the gameplay at all.
X button. Luxury car stats. Health. 75 handling. 20 durability. 10 size / storage. 2. Repair the vehicle. Increase the vehicle's health. Check radio button. Increase the vehicle's speed, handling, and maneuverability. Check rate. Health. 75 handling. 20 durability. Increase the vehicle's health. 75 handling. 20 durability. 10 size / storage. Add more durability to the vehicle, which will increase its resistance to damage. Check radio. Add more durability to the vehicle, which will increase its resistance to damage. Increase the vehicle's speed, handling, and maneuverability. Add more durability to the increase the storage of the vehicle to allow for more hauling of items. X button. Add more durability to the vehicle, which will increase its resistance to damage. Unticked. Improve. Option 1 of 4.
Yeah, why not? I'm going to increase the endurability.
X button. Zombie Exodus. Save. Luxury car stats. Health. 75 handling. 20 durability. 25 size / storage. 2. Finish with your work in the garage. You head out into the yard. You check the time 4:00 p.m. While walking through the yard on the way to get a drink of water, you overhear arguing by the camperman. Moving toward it, you spot Madison and Brody on one side and Nora and Riley on the other. All four are shouting and pointing, and a few other survivors stand off to the side, watching. James is nowhere in sight. We spent time clearing it out and cleaning it up, and now you want us to just turn it over to you? Madison says, her voice raised. Riley leans against the side of the camperman, arms folded. That was real nice of you too. Doesn't mean you get to claim it though. Brody steps up beside his sister. That's exactly what it means. We did the work, so we get to live there. More waves for Kane. I'm far older than you two, and you can bathe. Do with one of the other spaces. I need to sleep here. My legs and hips ache all the time. Sleeping on the ground is painful, and this place has a soft bed. I'm sorry you kids are upset, but I need this more than you two. If you wanted the camperman, why did you wait for us to clear it out? Madison shouts. With all due respect, that's ridiculous and unfair. Riley pushes off the wall of the camperman and moves to the door. I really don't need to discuss this anymore. I don't care if you're mad. We're moving in here, and that's that. As Riley reaches for the door, Brody rushes over and plants his hands against it to hold it shut. Riley gives him a side eye. Kid, it's real cute how you're acting so tough, but playtime's over. Come on, move. Madison strides up next to her brother and stands so close to Riley that he's forced to take a step back. You're staying here. Just cause you're old doesn't give you the right to tell us what to do. We're all equal here. We put in the work, so we get to claim it. Nora hobbles up, her face blazing red. Get away from there, she shouts and swings her cane at Madison's leg. Oh my gosh, Madison says and leaps out of the way. You just tried to hit me. Oh, I just brushed your leg, Nora says, stopping. Don't be such a drama queen. Now that you're nearby, you decide to side with Madison and Brody. They put in the effort and deserve the camperman. Check radio button.
Yeah, of course, the fairness is always important one, right? So you know you do it and you claim it. But in this case, the old one needs more than kids, right? I don't know. Probably. I'm not gonna side with anyone though.
Side with Madison and Brody. I just like them more. Uncheck radio button.
No way.
Side with Nora and Riley. Nora needs a comfortable living space more than anyone. Uncheck radio button. Side with Nora and Riley. I just like them more. Uncheck radio
No
button.
way.
I mediate a fair decision between both sides. Uncheck radio button.
I'm gonna make a fair decision for both sides. This seems wise.
Unticked. Improve. Option 1 of 7. I don't get involved. Uncheck radio button. I don't care who gets it. I just enjoy the fighting. Uncheck radio button.
No. I think I have to step in since the leader and the second in command is not here. I think I'm the one who's going to interfere.
Next button, you move closer and raise your hands to get them to focus on you. Okay, quiet down and listen to me for a minute. This is getting out of hand. Nora, Riley, and the twins all turn to you, as does everyone else looking on. Look, we've got bigger things to fight over than the camper man. Our fight is with the infected and those who try to take what's ours. How can we resolve this? No one says a word for a moment, like none of them were hearing you daydream your speech. Moments pass, and Nora breaks the silence. I'd be fine with sharing with Madison. You two boys can go room together, she says, pointing to Brody and Riley. Riley turns to her, startled. Room with him? No way. I will go sleep in my car. It's fine. I will find somewhere, Brody says. Madison groans in an overly dramatic way. Just take it, Nora. I will move out. Nora smiles wide. Are you sure? Well, it's settled. Kevin walks up from the direction of the office with a surprised look on his face. Madison, if you need a place to crash, you can move into the spare bedroom in my house. There's lots of privacy there.
What was falling? Okay. Not my concern anyway.
Madison perks up. Really? I didn't know that was an option. Heck yeah, I will take it. Kevin smiles and picks up one of her bags outside the camperman. Come on, I will show you where it's at. With that bit of drama set aside, you turn your attention to other matters. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Well, since I already did what I can, let's just rest. Why not?
Rest for an hour.
I'm gonna rest for an hour until the end of the day. Because yeah, one day equals one chapter at here. So yeah, I'm going to just rest until the night and then settle down some things. And that will be the end of chapter 8.
Next button. You decide to take a break and enjoy the relative security of the junkyard.
Right.
You check the time 5:00 p.m. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Now 5:00. I'm going to rest again. It will be 6 o'clock, and we're gonna set aside a bit of dramas, and then yeah.
X button. You decide to take a break and enjoy the relative security of the junkyard. You check the time 6:00 p.m.
Yeah, here it comes, the drama of Motorcycle Man. I mean the biker gang.
Motorcycle engines roar outside the junkyard's main gate. You run to the eastern end of camp, and every survivor rushes over to join you. James steps by your side, a troubled look on his face. A gravelly voice calls from the other side of the fence. Eli, let us in. He's straddling a Harley Davidson lowrider, all black with black chrome. His dark brown hair sticks up and strands like a spider's legs. He's wearing dark brown leather boots, dark blue jeans, and a cobalt blue shirt tucked into his trousers with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows. The tail of a wolf tattoo poking out from under his left sleeve. With them ride 6 others, all on motorcycles, though one is riding a 3-wheel trike. Each member of his gang has a shotgun or rifle worn across their back or held in tight holsters. Kevin heads to the front of the gate. What do you want? Great. The lead rider smiles and slips off a pair of sunglasses. Why would a man on a motorcycle stop by a secluded auto shop? We're trying to get our fingernails done. A ripple of laughter rises behind him. Kevin sighs and points past Drake. We're closed, and my dad can't come out. Just go away. Drake frowns and widens his stance on the idling bike. A puff of gray smoke billows out of the motorcycle's tailpipe. You can help us. We know you're the mechanic. Just open the gate. Hell, if we can use your shop, we'll work on our bikes by ourselves. Besides, I see a lot of other people inside the yard, and it don't look like a family reunion. You're not getting in, Kevin yells and kicks the gate. Get out of here. Kid, I'm tired and pissed off. Zombie guts are clumped in my back tire. I'm not in the mood for games. You've got 3 seconds to open that gate. James steps up to the gate. Hey, Drake, I'm James. There's gotta be a compromise here. What if Kevin takes a look at just your bike? Would that be cool? Your friends will have to stay outside. As long as Kevin agrees, would that work for you? I don't know, Kevin says, exasperated. Works for me, Drake says, smiling like he's won. He falls back to his room. Guys, hang here. Keep your eyes out for infected. Kevin sighs and slides open the gate. Drake revs his bike's engine, which sputters a few puffs of black smoke before moving forward. He rolls the bike at a slow speed and maneuvers into an open bay of the garage in the back of the junkyard. As your group stands around, you overhear their comments. Haley walks up next to you. I really don't like the looks of these people. I'll feel better the sooner they're gone. Gina passes you on her way by. I never realized joining this group would be so exciting. Time for me to get back to work. James takes a few steps towards the garage. More excitement. What I wouldn't give for a dull few hours. Jillian eyes the gang. I do love me some bikers. Lopez lowers his hand from his holster. Guys on motorcycles sure do get the blood pumping. Ever watch Sons of Anarchy? I missed that show. Harper says. He's no Jax, but hey, the guy can't leave Vicky in the apocalypse. Now we gotta worry about a biker gang. Church says. What's next? Pirates? Ninjas? Killer clowns?
Killer clowns. Not gonna be so.
Dante starts over to his head. I'm pretty sure I collected a bounty on one of those red mammals before. Hello, Mr. Motorcycle Man. Can you spare me a ride? Laura says, fanning herself with her hand. Harper drinks from a canteen and dribbles water. He pulls the bottle away and wipes a wet spot with his hand. Oh goodness, it just got hot around here. His eyes track Drake on his way past. Drake steps off his bike and stands just outside the garage. He takes a packet of chew from his pocket and packs a wad into his cheek. Kevin walks out from the garage wearing oil-stained overalls. He crouches to the back of the motorcycle and checks through various parts. Madison drags a milk crate to the side and sits, watching him work. As you wander over, Drake gives you a smile, his teeth covered in a pale brown from his chew. Not sure we met officially. That's Stilson, Kevin says, taking a wrench out of a metal toolbox. His group moved in here. I didn't have a choice in that decision either. Drake laughs. Sorry to hear that, Kev. There's safety in numbers, though. A lot of bad people out there, living and infected. He turns to you. You're all looking to stay here for a while? Kevin whispers to Madison, who shrugs and rolls her eyes. She points at Drake, and Kevin drops below the bike and stifles a laugh. For as long as this outbreak lasts, I say, honestly, check the radio button.
Yeah, I think we just be honest. Though I don't like the look of these people. I mean the the motorcycle. This is one of the enemies that you have to avoid actually, because they will just causing chaos and they just murder. They will just murder people at chapter 10. Because in chapter 10 we are going to a museum actually, and they accuse that the museum survivors and the museum members, I mean the museum workers, take something from them. I don't exactly know what it is, but what they are, but it sounds like a real big thing. Well, yeah, there's so many enemies in this game. It's not we are not gonna trust anyone, but the problem is that it is true that they are, kind of a threat to our survival. So yeah, we'll see.
For as long as this outbreak lasts, I say, honestly.
I'm not gonna be so honest in this situation.
We're going to talk it over as a group, and with Eli and figure out what's best for everyone. Uncheck radio button.
Yeah, maybe the second option probably the best.
Unticked. The group, option 1 of 5. We're going to talk it over as a group, and with Eli and figure out what we might stay. Do you think it's safe here? I asked, looking for information. Uncheck radio button.
Looking for information? No.
We're not sure yet. Just taking things one day at a time. I don't want them to know our plans. Uncheck radio button. That's none of your business. Uncheck radio button.
Okay, I'm going to choose the second option.
X but break odds. Sounds like a very fair plan for you and Eli. This junkyard could keep you safe if you decide to stay. 18's work, but it's a start. You're set back in the woods, so no one's wandering through here and no traffic. You can make it secure. He stares around the yard like he's soaking in every detail. Madison lets out a high-pitched laugh, and you see Kevin smile at her. We're doing our best to make this place safe until the outbreak ends, I say to Drake. Check the radio button. We like it here, but we're all out of space for new people, I say to Drake. We're doing our best to make this place safe until the outbreak ends, I say. Are you here to get your motorcycle fixed, or to bother me with questions? I ask Drake. Check radio button.
Well, let's choose the first option there.
Next button. Drake spits a line of brown swill into the dirt. That sounds like a real smart plan. Being out there in the open is pretty stupid. We're setting up a place of our own. This world is a bad place now. Don't worry, cause you're the good guys. Not all of us, and maybe we're not singing in church choirs or volunteering in animal shelters. But compared to the dregs of society out there looting and raping and murdering, we're like the goddamn guardian angels of Colorado. Not those red beret wearing losers in New York, but real angels. Clogged air builder, Kevin says. He uses pliers to pry off the seat cover. I'll have it fixed in a few minutes. James steps up to the garage, 2 beers in hand. He offers one to Drake. It's not cold, but it's what we got. Drake takes it and twists off the top. Thanks, big guy. I will take it. I was just saying to your crew here that we're a good group of people. If you're looking for some allies during this chaos, we're open to the idea. James takes a swig of beer. That's good of you to offer. What type of alliance do you need?
Yeah, actually, an ally. So, I regret my decision to not become a leader of this group because, if I am the leader, I'm not going to accept this alliance with these people because the red bike member club. I don't really, I don't exactly remember the name of the organization that this Drake guy in, but it's kind of something like Red Gang member bike club or something like that. They are just motorcycle men and those kind of stuff. If I were the leader, I'm not going to accept this alliance. But yeah, whatever. I'm just going to shoot at them in the 10th chapter anyway. So it doesn't matter though.
You have a lot of resources here, not just in materials but people. I can see you must have some capable people if you survive. James Dodson leans against the doorway. And what are you offering in return? Drake smiles. We're capable too, but in other ways. We're hunters and trackers and fighters. We can offer protection. James drinks more of his beer, his hand fidgeting with the bottle. Sounds like we'd like to have allies like you. I need to clear things with my group, but we could all use friends right now. Drake shakes James' hand. Well, all right. You can count on the Red Mamba Biker Club. You got a name for your group?
Yeah, Red Member Biker Club.
Drake shakes James' hand. Well, all right. You can count on the Red Mamba Biker Club. You got a name for your group?
Red Member Biker Club. This is this is some kind of motorcycle man, a motorcycle racer or something like that. I don't really know, but then it's something like that. Yeah.
We go by survivors of Nightfall. Drake Dodson raises his beer. The survivors of Nightfall. May this partnership help us all. Next button. Drake. Next button. Ice fixed.
Sorry.
Ice fixed. Kevin says it's just one last screw. Try it out. Drake climbs onto the motorcycle and presses the starter. It starts with a low hum, and only a mist of light gray smoke exits the tailpipe before it clears. Great job, Kev. I knew you could do it. What do I owe you? 60 for the aftermarket filter, and, I guess, 20 for labor. Drake pulls out a wad of cash from his pocket. Here's 500. You deserve it. By the way, how's your dad? Kevin takes the bills. Thanks. He's great. He's been working so hard. He had to grab a few hours of sleep. Drake nods. Okay. Tell him I was asking after him. He revs the engine and pulls out of the garage bay. I will be seeing you guys. Be well. As Drake drives out of the junkyard, they the rest of his gang rev their engines and make U-turns. Their engines echo through the corridor made by the doors on either side of the dirt road. From a column of trees 30 yards away, a zombie rushes out, followed by another, and then another. See you later, survivors of Nightfall. Catch you on the flip side. The gang rolls out, the noise of their motorcycles drawing the attention of the zombies. As the bikes speed up, a few of the bikers draw long blades or baseball bats, and cut down the infected while riding past them. You watch as they drive out in a column of chrome and rubber, until the whir of their engines fades into the distance. You check the time, 6:00 p.m. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
Well, I'm going to rest for an hour again, because there's nothing I can do, right?
Next button. You decide to take a break and enjoy the relative security of the junkyard. You check the time, 7:00 p.m.
Yeah. Every time I press this one,
Rest for an hour.
rest
Check
for an
radio
hour, it will just,
enable curtain.
sorry for that.
Zombie exodus. Rest for an hour. Check radio button.
It will just go 1 hour. I mean, 1 hour will be missing. So yeah, this is the way to pass time more quickly. So let's go again.
You decide to take a break and enjoy the relative security of the junkyard. You check the time, 8:00 p.m. Rest for an hour.
Now
Check
it's
radio
8
button.
p.m. So I'm gonna rest
Next
again.
button. You decide to take a break and you check the time, 9:00 p.m.
It's 9, and then we are going to settle down another drama, which is kind of we have to they found out there's another group outside, and then we have to negotiate with them and try to ask them if they want to join our group or they just want to survive on their own or something like that, and we are off to chapter 9, and chapter 9 will be the next video. And the next video, I don't know, will probably tomorrow or yeah, maybe tomorrow, because chapter 9 is a bit longer, but I will try to keep it as short as possible, as short as I can, as short as it should be. So yeah,
Rest for an hour. Check radio
I'm
button.
gonna rest for an hour again.
X button.
Yeah, probably
Decide to take a
around
break
10
and enjoy
o'clock.
the relative security of the junkyard.
Probably around 10 o'clock it should be the drama, the last drama for chapter 8.
You check the time 10:00. You sit in the middle of the junkyard for a while
Yeah.
and watch the activity all around you. People are clearing out places to sleep, moving debris from one end of the yard to the other, and hauling in the new belongings they've maintained since leaving nightfall. Time passes, and you don't know how long, but even a few minutes of rest feels amazing. Eventually, you stand and walk towards the main gates to look outside. As you cross the junkyard, you overhear Brody and Madison, who are entering through the main gates. I don't know. They seem like nice people to me, Brody says. Madison stops, which causes her brother to stop. You think everyone is nice, but there are people roaming about in our woods. Brody stops and waves at her dismissively. It's not our woods. What are we supposed to do? Hearing the commotion, James makes his way over, and Rachel follows close behind. Madison wrings her hands as she speaks. James, we just saw some people hunting in the forest north of here. Tell me exactly what happened, James says. Madison and Brody both start in with their rendition of the chance meeting with the strangers. The Milford twins talk over one another, louder and louder, like they're boxing with their words. Madison, Brody, can you both just shut up for one moment? I can't hear myself think, let alone either of you. You sigh. The twins both go quiet and look annoyed at your sudden anger. All right, Madison, start from the beginning. Madison wastes no time and launches right back into her tirade. We were walking along that path, maybe 20 yards to the north of the junkyard, and these people popped out of nowhere. It was two women and a guy, and they all had weapons. They said they were hunting around here, and had a boat docked by Sapphire Lake. Brody started telling them about us, but I stopped him. If it were up to him, he would have given them the keys to the main gate. Brody sighs and rolls his eyes. They were nice people. If they wanted to hurt us, they could have done it at any time. But I could tell they were friendly. Heck, we were joking with them at the end about throwing a party on the lake. Madison turns to her brother and pokes a finger into his chest. Did it ever occur to you that they were acting nice to get information out of you? She asks in a low and serious tone. You always think the worst of everyone. Brody knocks her hands away. So you gave away our location? Rachel asks. Brody stutters a bit as he says, I didn't tell them exactly where we were, just that we were staying at a junkyard not too far away. Madison squeezes her eyes tight and balls her hands into fists. How many other junkyards are in the area? Numerous. Brody clicks his teeth and turns away from her. Whatever. Okay, it was a mistake. Brody, just be more careful in the future. We don't want anyone going to look here, James says. Did they give you their names, you ask? And are they still around here? Brody scratches under his chin. He has a bit of a beard coming in, and it's thicker underneath. The one who spoke the most was a Murr. He was big, not as big as James, but pretty wide. He was carrying a pretty sweet rifle. The woman was Emily, and I forget the name of the other one. Anita, Madison says. Rachel turns to you and James. I think we should put together a search party. Granted, the strangers might be harmless, but we can't take the risk that they're scouting groups in the area. James shakes his head. I kinda don't see the point. If they know where we are, they'll come here anyway. We just need people on watch duty to spot them. We have too much to do here to worry about strangers who are probably friendly, or at worst, indifferent to us. I say we decide and keep doing our own thing here. I agree with James. We have enough to do around here without getting involved with another group. Check radio button.
Well, I'm going to send a search party though, because yeah, I know they're friendly, but it's just in case, you know. Yeah, just benefit of the doubt, you know. Just give them the benefit of the doubt. So let's
Let's send out a few people to talk to the strangers and find out what they want. Check radio button.
oh yeah.
Tactics. Xbox on the Exodus. Rachel takes off her baseball cap, combs her hair with her fingers, and puts the cap back on. I think this is a very bad idea. Talking to them anymore is a waste of time. We can gather more information by watching them from afar. James steps back and folds his arm over his broad chest. I've made up my mind. I'm going out to talk to them. I will take a few people with me, just to be on the safe side, but even that is probably overkill. Y'all made me the leader, so please respect my decision. X button. James, X button. As the small group breaks, James catches up to you and pulls you to the side. Hey, do you want to go out there and talk to them with me?
Yeah, of course I want.
Sure, I'll go. I'm just going to support James and keep them safe. Check radio button. Sure, I'll go. I'm just going to support James and keep... Yes, I like that. I am curious about the stranger. Uncheck radio button. Okay, the group. X button. Zombie X. I'm glad you'll be out there with us, James said. We're going to meet up at the gate and head out in a few minutes. See you there.
Right, well.
The team gathers at the main gate. Check out in their gear. Brody is holding his lacrosse stick with a metal spike attached to the end. He has a basketball shirt on and running shorts. Wearing overalls and combat boots. Sheena loads shells into her shotgun. Harper leans against the fence and clothes like he's going out for brunch. Light blue denim pants, crew neck shirt, and aviator sunglasses. He has a knife on his belt, at least, and a backpack slung over his shoulder. Woody was rugged in black jeans, a plain black t-shirt, and work boots, with his Winchester rifle slung over his shoulder. As you prepare to leave the junkyard, you consider your own gear. Primary weapon, Act 47 secondary weapon, sawed-off shotgun.
I don't think I'm gonna change any loadout of mine.
I reconsider I made no change. Not it. But you make no changes to your primary or secondary weapons. Current armor worn. Football pads. I wear my football pads. No armor for now.
Yeah, I'm going to wear only my football pad.
X button, you keep on your football pads.
And for the helmet, the football helmet.
Current, I wear my football helmet. Check radio button. No helmet for now.
Yes.
X button. You keep on your football helmet. You currently wear combat uniform. Keep wearing this. Check radio button. Keep wearing this.
I'm going to keep wearing this.
X button. On the Exodus. Same thing. On your way out into the forest, you hang a sharp left and climb a short hill through a break in the trees. Brody gives you directions to the last place he saw the strangers. As you walk, you overhear talk from your group about the purpose of this excursion. We're going to meet strangers, and if they're friendly, we'll invite them back to the junkyard. We have to start making allies if we're going to survive long term, James says. Your group walks through the forest as the moon hits its peak, letting you know at least a half an hour has passed with no sign of the stranger. You run across a few infected, which are easily dispatched. Animal tracks tell you both deer and wolves are playing a deadly game of cat and mouse. At one point, the helicopter passes overhead, giving you all pause, but the thick canopy of trees hides any details of the flying object. Maybe they went back to their camp, Brody says, his face red. Gina rushes forward, takes cover behind the tree, and waves at everyone to stop. I see them straight ahead on the other side of those burnt out trees. X button. Gina, X button. Your group walks the last stretch of path toward the strangers, who are in the clearing of black ash and wood tar, lighted and drained oil in the area. Two figures are sitting on the husk of a tree trunk. In front of them, the carcass of a deer lies on the mat of grass, blood seeping from a neck wound. The woman sits, he's a pig. Your group walks the last stretch of path toward the strangers, who are in the clearing of black ash and wood tar, lighted and drained oil in the area. Two figures are sitting on the husk of a tree trunk. In front of them, the carcass of a deer lies on the mat of grass, blood seeping from a neck wound. The woman sits a few feet closer and holds up a canteen to her mouth. She has long, dark hair held back with a headband, and is wearing a long dress, which is pushed between her legs while she sits, making a kind of sling. She may be of Polynesian or Hawaiian descent. Every once in a while, she lifts her hand to cover her mouth as she laughs at whatever her companion is saying. He's a big, mealy man wearing a spray-painted t-shirt of Freddy Krueger. You can tell if some of the blood on the shirt is real or drawn on. He has olive skin with a disheveled beard, and holds an M16 rifle on his shoulder like one of those Civil War reenactors holding a prop gun. On his thick head of brown hair sits a hat with the logo of a dog splashing in water. When your group comes into view, the strangers stand. Hey there, the man says with a half smile, lowering his gun to his waist. Hey, Amur, Brody says, quickening his pace. We meet again so soon, Amur says. What's up, everyone? Hi, I'm Emily, she says, glancing at each member of your group with a look of curiosity. Everyone introduces themselves. Wasn't there a third member of your group? James asks. Oh yeah, Athena. She's out there somewhere taking a dump. Amur waves his thumb behind his back. Emily buries her head in her hands. I can't believe you just said that. Amur shrugs. What's the big deal? Everybody's gotta take a dump sometimes. Emily looks up, still shaking her head. Sorry for my friend. It's only been a week since the start of the outbreak, and he's already become uncivilized. She shoots him a sideways glance, and he just smiles at her. Anyway, we took a whole lot of meat off of his bug, but there's still a bit more if you want some. That's really nice of you to offer, James says. I would hate for it to go to waste. He pulls out a buck knife and takes a deep before the carcass. While he carves out the meat, you chat with Emily and Amur. While James carves the deer, you decide to question these strangers. First off, let's all introduce ourselves. Check radio button.
Yeah, let's just ask all these questions why not?
Notification shade.
Sorry.
Back button. That's really how. X button. I'm Nelson. You say and then introduce the other members of your group. It's really nice to meet you all, Emily says. It's great to meet other people who are surviving. We haven't had a lot of luck with strangers so far, except for meeting you all. Amur shakes his head in agreement. We met some real winners out here, and by winners, I mean terrible people who I never hope to see again. Where are you all living? Check radio button. X button. Emily crosses one leg over the other and leans back on the tree stump. Her dress falls to the side, revealing her shapely cap up to the top of her thigh. She fixes the dress and hides herself again, and you pull your eyes away. We're not that far from here. Other side of Sapphire Lake. Are there houses over there, you ask, prodding further? Yes, on the northern end. There are a bunch of houses there, Emily says. James looks up from his work carving the deer. On the far northern end, I'm pretty sure I drove by them, and they were definitely abandoned with no one living inside. Emily squirms in her seat. Oh, well, we've been keeping the lights off and the place boarded up, so people don't know you're living there. I guess we're doing a good job. She and Amur share a nervous laugh. While you're talking, a woman walks into camp. She's close to 6 feet tall with a bodybuilder physique, and she's wearing a muscle shirt reading property of the river dogs. Hey, she says as she joins her companions. She folds her arms over her chest and sets a glare at your group like she'll lunge for someone's throat with her teeth at any moment. How many people are in your group? Check radio button. How many people are... X button. Athena shakes her head. You sure do ask a lot of questions. Emily shoots her a hard stare. Be nice, she says in terms to you. It's been fluctuating, but anywhere from 10 to 20. We've kind of become a haven for travelers and survivors. Some haven't been all that great, while others have come and taken some of our stuff and then moved on. A few have been really great and stayed with us.
Well, I see.
Personally, I don't like it, Amur says. You're not running a homeless shelter. Don't bring us your tires. You're poor. You're masses. The Statue of Liberty can stick that torch up her iron ass. She's mostly copper, Woody says. What's that, Chief? Amur asks. Woody folds his arms over his chest, though he puffs it out. Just saying, she's mostly made out of copper, not iron. So if she's gonna stick it somewhere, it would be in her copper butt. Amur blanks hard. Thanks so much for the correction. Casey doesn't believe in turning people away, Emily says. He believes the world is still full of good people. Just because society is breaking down doesn't mean humanity has to go with it. Those of us who are alive need to look out for one another. Amur rolls his eyes. I know. If it wasn't Casey saying it, I'd call it an ad statement by someone who will soon be infected or not. Do you have any children or teenagers living with you? Check radio button. X button. Emily nods. We have one girl named Chloe. She is around 16, and one of our members is pregnant. I'm not sure she'll stick around. She's already said she wants to leave, but I'm not sure how she's going to survive. I know a girl named Chloe Johnson who's that age, Brody says. We went to school together. Amur perks up. I think that's her last name. She really keeps to herself. Her and that damn stuffed lion. Yeah, that sounds like her. I had to do a biology project with her in 10th grade, and it was the easiest day I ever got. She was always in the library anyway, so she practically wrote the paper herself. I'm glad to hear she's still alive. Have you encountered a group called the Silverthorn Militia? Check radio button. X button. Amur stops. Yeah, we met them. This real fool named Keith came into our camp and started telling us all the things he would do for our group if we would just join. A few of our leeches left with him immediately. Good riddance is all I have to say to them. I guess you met them and got the same ultimatum we did, Emily says. I could tell something was up with them by show off. Look at us and how much food we have. It didn't sit well with any of us, especially Casey. A bunch of slug holes, if you ask me, Anita says. He did the same thing to us, James says, looking up from his work. We were happy to see fresh food, but the whole thing went sideways. Let's not forget about that couch. Benton, Brody says. I can't believe he tried to creep on my sister. My 17-year-old sister, by the way. There's no way we'll join them, but now we have to worry that they're going to come after us, Umber says. He scratches his arm, nails digging into the tattooed face of an angel on his forearm. He threatened us, but nothing's happened yet, Parker says. And again, it hasn't been that long since we saw him. Even in the apocalypse, I have to deal with bullies. Emily nods. He didn't hide the fact that there would be repercussions if we didn't join. Apparently, they have a huge group of soldiers. Casey doesn't seem too worried about it. For now, it's business as usual. Scavenging, taking in stragglers, trying to survive. Have you encountered a group called the Red Man Fighter Club? Check radio button. X button. Zombie Exodus. Save it. Emily shakes her head. Not really. We've seen a gang on motorcycles riding through the area, but we've never met them. I've heard mixed things about them, Umber says. This one guy in our group said a few of those fighters ambushed him on the road and stole his truck with a bunch of supplies in it. On the other hand, this chick, Sophia, was being chased by a few zombies, and a group of fighters rode up and shot them for her. I tend to believe Sophia. I can even remember that guy's name. If you mean Jackson, that guy was shady. Emily waves her hand in the air like she's doing a way of life. What did you both do before the outbreak? Check radio button. X button. Athena points to herself with her thumb. Mixed martial artist. I'm just getting done by training the Team Max All-Stars. Are you going to fight in the UFC, you ask? I wish. There hasn't been a female fighter in the UFC in a while. I'm hoping they get with the times and let us fight soon, she says. Emily fixes her headband and blows a few strands of hair out of her eyes. I'm a physical therapist. I got my PhD about 6 months ago, and I'm working at a hospital for people with traumatic brain injuries, helping them to relearn functions they lost or teaching them how to adapt to the loss of function.
I see. Well,
Umber shakes his head. This girl is a goddamn genius and has the heart of a saint. Me, I'm a big dumb woodcutter who spends all his money on tattoos and strippers and drinking. And taking care of your Emily trails off. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Umber pushes his lips together hard, and he looks away as tears well up at the bottom of his eyes. He coughs and turns back to you. Lost my kids the first day. It's hard, you know, but we've all lost. I'm not special. It really is hard, she says. I lost my husband. My whole family is gone, Brody says, his voice dropping. All that's left is my sister. Lost most of my family, James says. We've all suffered. Maybe now isn't the best time to bring up memories like this. Emily crosses her legs and leans over to James. We have to remember any chance we get. He nods and looks out at the woods, and everyone is silent for a moment. Your own thoughts dwell upon family, friends, and loved ones. You allow yourself that moment, and the stiff wind rustles the trees, breaking you out of your reflection. How did your group all meet? Check radio button. X button. Emily smiles and sits up straight. A bunch of our significant others are on the baseball team together. River dogs. Umber shouts and Athena joins in, the two howling like wolves. Emily rolls her eyes. My husband, Ryan, is on the team. He's back at our safe house nursing a sprained ankle. He was running from a pack of infected, tripped, and fell down an incline. He hobbled for a quarter of a mile until he got back to the road, where his car was parked. My poor baby. She pouts, and her eyes show sadness. Obviously, I'm on the team, Umber says. I'm the only one who's solo. Almost everyone else is jacked up, except for me and Casey and Nana. Would your group like to work with ours? We can trade goods or help each other in other ways. Check radio button. X button. Looking at the faces of your group, you can tell they don't approve of his offer. Emily shakes her head. If you're being serious, then tell yes. She laughs and puts her hands to her chest. You don't know how happy I am to hear you asking to work together. We haven't come across many groups willing to do that. Or even just good people. It's been lots of scumbags, Umber says. Not all of us have forgotten how to act, Parker says. Some of us remain decent people, unless we get angry. James raises an eyebrow. Angry? Parker smiles. Hungry and angry. It's a ruthless combination. He turns to Emily, Athena, and Umber. We are good people, and some of us in the group know right from wrong and always choose right. Myself, I'm guided by a higher power. Whether or not you believe in God, you should know that his true followers live by a golden rule, to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So let me just tell you, you're not going to screw anyone.
well, hangry. That is a new combination of words that I've ever seen. I've never thought. I've never thought of hangry. So hungry and angry. It is a kind of great combination too.
15:33 Man. We really can't speak for our group. We have a bit of a democracy going on, so everyone is going to get a vote, and Casey will be a major factor in whether we agree or not. We'll take it back to the gang and get in touch with you somehow.
Well, okay, that's a great idea anyway.
How has it been surviving since the start of the outbreak? Check radio button. X button. Umber grunts, and it turns into a disgruntled laugh. Some have had it more easy than others. Food is the biggest problem. Well, lack of food, I should say. We've been getting on by hunting and some scavenging, but there aren't many animals, or at least their numbers are dwindling. It must be all the infected in the area. They leave humans or animals. Animals are also pretty smart. They might flee a region if new predators are here. In this case, the new predators are zombies, Gina says. That's so sad, Parker says. All the poor animals. I know I'm bad for eating meat, but I like to think that we kill humanely. The thought of what the infected do to a poor animal is just terrific. Athena puts on the scowl. Basic survival needs are the real killer. Just finding shelter and a bit of food. The food in our belly were the biggest struggles those first few days. Food alone wasn't our only problem, Emily says. Some of our members didn't see eye to eye. A few of them. Athena clears her throat. Emily, she says, and draws a finger across her throat. Emily stares at the ground for a moment before continuing. What I meant to say is a few of our group decided to move on and go their own way. I hope they're okay. You should know that everything east of Sapphire Lake is our territory. Technically, you're trespassing. Ends the conversation. Check radio button. We're going to need you to give us supplies and all of the deer we do have there. Ends the conversation. Check radio button.
Okay. You guys need to be careful at this section if you really come here. If you choose to go with them to this section, because all of this have the sentence and the conversation behind this is actually a thread. So I'm not going to be a thread. I'm going to just end the conversation, but in another way. So you guys just follow me. Option 1 and 2 is out of the way.
We're going to need you to come back to our camp with us. Ends the conversation. Uncheck radio button.
Option 3 out of the way.
We should be heading back to our camp, I say. Uncheck radio button.
Well, okay. So option number 4 might be good. So gonna check this
Option 1
first.
to 4.
Alright, we only have 4 options, so I think this is the most fair option. This is the most option. I mean, the option that will give us the great kind of human civilization values. So I'm gonna click next on this. So remember, option 1, 2, and 3 is out. Of course, it's out because it's actually kind of a normal things, right? You ask for dear me maybe a little, but in this case it's not. I've tried this a few times and I got the result. We get another hostage. I mean, we get another hostel. I mean, we get more fighters. I mean, we have to involve in more fights. So I'm not gonna do that because they are only 3 and they are innocent. So, and they are good people also. So I'm not gonna do anything to them. I'm going to just say I'm going to head back to the camp.
But the 3 river dogs shake hands with your group and wish you all well as they set out on the path to the lake. Just before they step out of the clearing, Emily suggests a meeting in a few days between your leadership and theirs.
Yeah.
The river dogs make their way through the woods, leaving you standing in the clearing. Your group waits, and the only sounds are the chattering of insects in the area and the drilling of birds in the trees overhead. You search the faces of your companions, all of which show mixed emotions. I have mixed feelings after meeting those river dogs, James says, leaning his body against the sapling, which bends from the weight. I was hopeful coming into this, but it's hard to read them. Emily wants to work with us, but I'm not sure about the others.
Well,
I'm cautiously optimistic. I agree about Emily. She's very reasonable, and I hope she represents the rest of her group, you say. James puffs his cheeks and blows out a deep sigh. Do you think an alliance with them will work? Brody steps beside him. I really do. I have a feeling they're good people like us. They seem trustworthy, Harper says, drawing out the word seems. Next button. Next button. Your team walks south through the woods on the path they took not long ago. James chooses to branch off east to check on berry trees he thought he saw from the road. Everyone else proceeds down the steep terrain that leads back to the main dirt road into the junkyard. You break off from the group as well and follow James only to find him picking berries. He's talking to himself, and you move close enough to him to overhear. I just don't know what to do. How am I going to make it through this outbreak? Everything is going to hell. Will an alliance with them even matter? I just can't live with all these doubts and questions. This is not who I am. I don't act this way. Jamie goes quiet after this. You wait for a short while longer, but you remain silent. With your suspicions satisfied, you return to your group. As you make your way home, or what you now call home, you spot a series of bodies lying in a thicket only a few hundred yards from the main gate. Your group draws their weapons and advances with caution. When you reach the bodies, you notice that all of them are headless. Their jaundiced skin and green lesions provide evidence of infection, and as you inspect them further, their bodies twitch, animated by the Zeta virus. Fresh blood, thick and brown, pools around them, and their bodies lie with their necks stumps all facing the junkyard. Your current companions agree not to speak about the event to the rest of the survivors. When you arrive with the entire group gathers at the center, your team only talks about the meeting with the river dogs and nothing more. Next button. It's the end of your first day at the junkyard. Things have gone well so far. Most of your group can sleep with a roof over their head tonight, and you all have a fence wrapped around the perimeter to keep the infected out. It's the first time you've been alone, and in relative silence since nightfall. You can't help but think about the other survivors you brought with you. Attractions happen, and there's no resisting them. Images of certain people will invade your dreams, whether you want them or not. It's not the best opportunity to form a relationship with someone, but you can't stifle your thoughts. Gina is my main interest. I find myself mainly attracted to Kelly. Uncheck radio. Rachel is my main interest. Uncheck radio. I'm not interested in anyone. Uncheck radio button.
well, let's keep focus and do not choose any romance option. I already promised you I'm not going to choose any romance option, right? So yeah, I'm gonna keep my promise. So let's do it.
Zombie Exodus. Save when you think about the survivors. Is the only person I'm interested in. Check radio button. Next button.
Well,
now that you're alone, sleep quickly overtakes you. It's been a long day at the junkyard, and you're going to need all the rest you can get in order to survive the coming days. Continue raise skill button.
alright, so when I click continue to raise skills, it will going to bring me to chapter 9. So yeah, I'm going to increase the skill by myself actually, but I'm going to show you my current skill build here.
You have 6 remaining skill points. Untrained skills. Science. Use athletics 3. Costs 4 to raise. Check radio button.
Wait.
Untrained athletics 3. Adept close combat weapons 4. Advanced cooking 3. Adept crafting 4. Advanced driving 3. Adept electronics 4. Advanced empathy 1. Basic hand-to-hand combat 1. Basic intimidation 3. Adept leadership 5. Superior medicine 4. Advanced persuasion 3. Adept ranged weapons 4. Advanced scavenging 3. Adept search 3. Adept stealth 4. Advanced survival 3. Adept.
Right, so that is my skill build. If I want to increase anything, I'm going to increase by myself actually, and I will tell you. I will show you the new skill build. It's actually not gonna be so many changes. It's we only have 6 skill points, and everything is everything is in order right now. You know, every skills are great, even adapt. I already increased it to 3. It's already enough, I guess. Only the empathy and hand-to-hand combat. Maybe empathy is also one of the skills that I maybe consider to upgrade, because yeah, it's kind of important to be a person who has empathy, right? So well, anyway, that's the end of today's video, I guess. Maybe I will gonna continue it tomorrow. I know this is a bit rough, and I should have finished this more quickly, but you know, I still have some stuff to deal with. I'm really very apologize for that. So yeah, I'm going to stop the recording, and
Stop. Pause. Stop.
I do hope everyone keep safe, and yeah, just protect yourself, because I heard that the viruses, the outbreak is coming back, and those kind of stuff. So protect yourself, and don't forget to share this video if you find out the video is useful, and enjoy, entertaining, or something. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Turn on the notifications so that you will know whenever I upload a new video, you will get it. And then yeah, if you have any suggestion or anything you want to, any improvement you think I should do, I should make any improvement, you can leave it in the comment section. I'm gonna take a bath right now, and I'm going to upload a video after this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.